What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and there's something pretty spooky going on YouTube. Last night or early this morning, Tim Pool reported that 3 of his videos were removed by YouTube. And last night during a speech, Matt Walsh revealed that not only had his entire channel been demonetized at the Daily Wire, but he had received a notice that if he does not use the preferred pronouns of people, he will have his entire channel banned. This is frightening as a creator. This is why building entire platforms off of YouTube are so important. This is why places like Rumble is so important. This is why I partnered with Rumble for the Publica, because what the Daily Wire does works. They have over 1 million people who have raised their hand every month and said, I'll give you a few bucks a month to make sure I always have your content available. And he made a big announcement this morning, and we're going to take a look at that. I want to give you an update by the way, as far as the Publica goes. We're at 6.52% of our member goal, which is essentially a member goal for, by fall or by the end of this year. Just to get up and be operational and, stay in the black, so to speak. It's the same thing as the Daily Wire, only you're helping existing YouTubers like Sydney Watson, Lauren Southern, Anna Slatts, and many more, providing a platform for them. We're taking on new talent all the time. The more people that back us here, the more talent we can preserve. We're built on Rumble architecture, so our videos on this website will never be taken down for mispronouncing, someone's accidentally getting pronouns wrong. If you are already backing me anywhere else, YouTube memberships or whatever, please move it over here. Promo code The Quartering, and you get 50% off your first month. Since the podcasts and video podcasts don't start till May, I might as well give that. Please make today the day you back us, because it would be this is exactly why we're doing this thing. Matt Walsh reveals YouTube, hey, the Daily Wire already has 1 million people backing them. There needs to be more than one place, okay, out there where creators can find refuge. I'm not saying to move it. I'm just saying, we'd like to be a place, a safe haven like this one day too. Matt Walsh reveals his YouTube demonetized him and how he's fighting back. Daily Wire host Matt Walsh said Wednesday that YouTube temporarily demonetized his channel for talking truthfully about trans activist Dylan Mulvaney, but then revealed how he'd be fighting back. Look, I can tell you this pretty confidently. You all know that I publish a lot of videos every day. Probably too many. But I do what I also do. People look at what I do and they're like, oh, I could do that. You probably could. But one of the things that I do too is I'm super analytical about the data. Watching videos, baby birding them, changing titles around, changing thumbnails around, trying to always stay one step ahead of the suppression that exists on YouTube. And I saw a definite change Sunday, Monday around that specific term, Dylan Mulvaney. Saturday, I published 2 videos on the topic that had over 800,000 views each. Probably records for my channel in a long time. By Monday, videos about the topic were lucky to break 100,000. And I saw actual videos getting 2,000 views a minute on my channel about that drop to 300. Like off a cliff. I could show you the evidence of it. So this is what YouTube does. This is why alternative platforms are so important. Promo code The Quartering at thepublica.com. Back today. While speaking at the University of Iowa on the topic of transgenderism, announced that his full show would now be available for free on the Daily Wire Plus. Wait a minute. You pay for the Daily Wire Plus, so it's not free, I don't think, right? And on Twitter, maybe not, because if it's on Twitter, then I'm not sure exactly what he's in. Unlike YouTube, neither the Daily Wire nor Twitter will demand that Walsh kowtow to leftism. We saw yesterday that Twitter actually removed policies it had in place that would penalize people for misgendering. Quote, if I simply respect the preferred pronouns and stop accurately gendering people, then I can likely continue to do my show on the platform. get it remonetized after a short probationary period, and continue making over $100,000 a month on YouTube ads. Wow. Matt Walsh is doing pretty good. $100K a month on his channel. That's wow. That's some real money. Good for him. Quote, in other words, all I have to do to keep my money and the platform is to give up my integrity and soul, he added. And to that I say, heck no, no way. Now, I'll point out, this is exactly why we're building the Publica too. I've had options to join other website companies, things like that. But I don't want to do that. I want to build my own thing. Now, it's much easier to put your foot down and say no when you have 1 million people paying $12 a month, million plus. The last number we know is 1 million. That doesn't mean, I don't say that to diminish him, but people that are still trying to make it out here who aren't making $100,000 a month don't have the same luxury. But he is setting a standard here, and I think that it's still to be commended. Because what it's going to do is it's going to make Rumble a far bigger alternative now. And I'm going to show you some stuff around that too. It says Walsh's YouTube channel will still publish select content for his 2.3 million subscribers, but the full show will only be available on platforms that allow him to speak the truth unabridged. And by the way, I have 100% no problem with this. You still need to put like clips out on YouTube to grow your show. I mean, that's still where the most of the audience is, but Rumble's getting bigger. They're signing bigger creators. And what I like is the people they're signing aren't all exclusively like conservative commentators. They actually don't need to sign conservative commentators because our audience already wants to go there. My audience is growing every month, And by the way, if you're watching on Rumble, thank you, or Odyssey or BitChute too. You especially, hopefully you'll help us out with the Publica because we're using Rumble architecture for all of our videos, working closely with them to be able to share the videos with you. He wrote, I will not give my show to YouTube if that means I have to cooperate and affirm the very ideology I've been battling all this time. I give him that. Jeremy Boring, CEO of the Daily Wire, revealed Wednesday that there was an onslaught of cancellation campaigns targeting Walsh, as well as his fellow Daily Wire hosts, Brett Cooper and Michael Knowles. Well, of course, this on top of, a journalist, a Wired reporter, who was trying to solicit his hacked materials online. This is what conservatives have to deal with online. Look, I've said this before. I'll say it again. Matt Walsh and I likely agree on most things. He's more of a religious guy, which, I don't disagree with that. I just don't have those same theological opinions. Maybe we don't agree on the methodology around certain things, but I think that he's still a very strong voice, and he's out there doing things that, helps protect kids and hopefully, emboldens more people. We saw somebody from ESPN, a female reporter at ESPN yesterday, finally saying, hey, enough with this men and female sports stuff. He wrote, as soon as the hacking started, I was put on the phone with our tech team, security team, lawyers, executives. They all worked out around the clock. They're still working out to find exactly what happened, who did it, and how. Very grateful for the support of the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, Ben Shapiro, and the whole team. Can't imagine going through something like this without these kind of resources, which, of course, is the situation most victims face. True. Yes, I've been doxxed, threatened, hacked, stalked, etc. But the other part of the story is that Daily Wire provides me with all the resources I need to respond to all these type of attacks. Never have to worry about being thrown under the bus or left to deal with it on my own. That's what's nice when you build a media empire like this. I mean, you end up having this. Where's this loser from the Post Millennial article? I thought I had it up. That where this reporter here, a Wired reporter. I mean, this is what's happening to Matt Walsh. I mean, he's getting hit from all sides, basically. Wired reporter suspended from Twitter after using the platform to solicit and receive Matt Walsh's hacked materials. On Wednesday, Wired senior reporter Del Cameron was permanently suspended from Twitter after he asked for and obtained hacked materials from Matt Walsh's Twitter account. Quote, spoke with the hacker who says he compromised Matt Walsh's account and who was able to supply some convincing proof they'd gain access to his personal email account. Story, TK, a tweet from just after midnight. One of the things is the left is trying to say, oh, well, you know, he put out this tweet saying like, oh, did you really hack it? Prove it. Send me the stuff. He literally solicited Matt Walsh's private documents. And, you know, this is under the guise of journalism, you know, and of course that's not the case whatsoever at all. And, you know, what I like to see though is, you know, when you have, if you look at Matt Walsh, he's got 85,800. Now he's up to 900. Part of his tweet thread here that he wrote is, as I announced during my speech tonight, YouTube has demonetized my show and threatened to ban us if we don't respect the pronouns of trans people. I'd rather take my show off YouTube than cooperate with the nonsense, so I am. Starting Monday, you can find my show free for everyone on the Daily Wire. Okay, so maybe that was a typo. We'll post it here to Twitter too, and on every other platform where you get your podcasts. I'm not going to forfeit my integrity for the sake of YouTube ad revenue, but I'm not going to go off to the hinterland somewhere and languish in obscurity. So we're going to make the show bigger and more accessible on even more platforms. That's how we're responding. People pushed for Rumble. It seems like Daily Wire had been reluctant to embrace Rumble for whatever reason, but he did say, okay, here's my Rumble channel. And you see it's really been growing. Like, I think this is like 50 or 60,000 subs earlier. And what this is going to do is it's just going to raise the tide for all boats. This is what I'm talking about. So this is from my back end, my dashboard on Rumble. And if we look at from the dates from Halloween 2021, I don't know how I picked that date, Halloween to 4/20, 2023, you can see the views, right? Pretty small. My biggest peak ever back before July was like 15,000. Now I regularly hit 30 to 40,000 views a day. And that just continues to go up. It depends. Like, obviously the more political topics do better for me on Rumble, but I mean, Steven Crowder's gone completely over to Rumble. I think his last show on YouTube was today. So, you know, Crowder was right to move to Rumble. And I think Daily Wire is correct and Matt Walsh is correct to also do the same. And I'm hoping, by the way, all of my shows are available on Rumble as well, that before you go today, you'll use a link in the description or you'll open a new window and head over to thepublica.com. Use promo code The Quartering, save 50% off a month. Give us a month. Wait till some of the shows start, you know, let some of the shows come out. I think you're really going to like them. I know you're going to like my show, Dictated But Not Read, which is only going to be available on the Publica. FemK Ultra, it's going to be hilarious. That's Lauren Southern, Anna Slatz. Up at 5 with Justin Mitchell is like an apolitical show. Guy's like a fitness guru, obviously community notes. So God, don't wait. Sign up over there today, and we'll have all sorts of, you know, stay tuned for new articles and new podcasts and all sorts of stuff like that. We've got a new video today dropping from Savannah Hernandez doing On the Street reporting. You can actually already watch it. So here you go. You can watch that. This is powered by Rumble as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you'll support us at the Publica, and I'll talk to you again real soon.